Sew April Blouse 25 Sewing Challenge. This is run by Tamlin from Sewn on the Tyne and Gabrielle from Cloth Edit. So if you want to enter this challenge, you can win prizes, there's sponsored discounts, you get to see what everybody else is looking to make. I'm part of the vlogger tour. I'm one of several that is coming out this week. There is a video playlist of all the vloggers, so you can go and check them all out. I will link that in a card here. What am I making? I was toying with 3 patterns. One was the Lottie Tybo blouse, which I was planning to mash up with the honor roll top when I was talking about it in my fabric haul and sewing plans video. So that was one option. Another option was the Scout dress, but to make it as a blouse. So I've seen several people do that. Some people have just lengthened it and flared it out over the hips. Other people have put a band like you might get on a jacket. So there's a few different ways you can make that. And that's definitely another one I really want to make. I love that. And then the third option was the Mariner top, which is a princess seamed top. You can have that as a bodice or as a blouse with a pattern without having to do any alterations. And after thinking about it, I decided I would go with the Mariner. The reason is, and I'm probably going to make it without the collar at some point, I might make it shorter. I've seen Lisa from Bobo Bun. She did one that had a kind of shorter back collar, and I thought that was really nice. Kind of gave a flavour of that without looking in any way costumey, so I really liked that. I want to have a princess seam woven bodice because I don't have that. I have a princess seamed knit bodice in the cashmerette foxhill dress. And I like that, and princess seams work quite well for me. They allow me to take them in here and have enough room over my bust and then be able to take them in as needed over the waist. I think they're quite good for future proofing. I will make the other 2 at some point. Now let's see how this works out, because this is the fabric I'm going to be using, which is an old sheet I got in a charity shop. I made a dress from this previously, though I have now donated that. Nothing wrong with the pattern, I love the pattern, but I just didn't like the neckline and I decided to just let it go. So I think this would be great. How cute is this going to be with the green skirt, because there's green dots in it? This will go with lots of things because it's got blue, it has black, it has a kind of pinky orange, a pinky red. So yeah, I think it'll go with lots of things. And what I'm going to do is just cut out a straight size. I'm actually going to do the 20 from the larger size block of Gertie's patterns, because that allowed me to have the smaller upper bust yet be able to fit over my curves quite nicely. We'll see how that turns out. I did that with the Marilyn dress, but I made so many mistakes with the Marilyn dress, I can't really tell if that's a good size for me or not. So let's try it with this and see how I get on. And I had the idea, what I might do, assuming it all works quite well, I want to spread this over my ironing board again so it doesn't get creased, because I've already ironed it all. There we go. I was thinking I could take the bow tie bit from the Lottie blouse and attach that to the Mariner, because it is a V-neck. I would just need to figure out how to, like it's a V-neck, and then obviously, yeah, I think that could work. Don't you? If you've done that before, let me know. Is there anything I need to look out for? But I think I could figure that out. But what I want to do is guess the bodice part of it fitting well first, and then see. I think this works quite well for the whole blouse theme, because it's got these beautiful puffy sleeves. I like it's got puff at the top and at the wrist. It's actually 3/4 length. So I think that'll be quite nice. And then if I had the pussy bow as well, I think again that's adding another kind of feminine touch to it. So we'll see how that goes. I have a very busy month this month. We have Easter, and you might be thinking, but Una, that's 4 whole days off. Well, yes and no. The challenge is, last weekend we started stripping the wallpaper off my office, and I need to get that done. during this week and over the weekend, we've got to finish stripping all the wallpaper off, which has been a bit of a job, and get it painted. And then I've got a carpet coming. All my furniture, apart from my desk and my chair, is out of the room. And I'm going to have quite a bit of organising to do when I bring things back in, because I have to confess, even though we moved in February a year ago, I still have a couple of boxes of paperwork that I hadn't sorted out. So whether I get that done this month or not, but what I definitely want to get done as I bring things back in is to sort out my process around paperwork. And then the other thing is I got a new assistant starting. So I need to do some preparation for them. And some of that might have to happen over the Easter weekend as well. So if I can get this wearable toile from this fabric done before the end of the month, that'll be great. And I'll enter that in. All I'll do is, as I cut out the straight size, I'll add a bit of extra length to the shoulders to allow for the forward rolling shoulders. And then I'm just going to pin and fit it. Then I'll measure the offcuts, label them properly, and bring them into the office to do the work on Inkscape to adjust the pattern. So next time I make it, I can project it, cut it out, and that'll be fine. What I'd love to do, once I have that pattern fitting, is to then make it out of this. I doubt I'll get it done by the end of April. I don't want to put that pressure on myself, because then mistakes start happening. But you never know. I think we are going to take our time with the decorating. We're not going to push ourselves too much, because we do want to have a bit of time off over Easter as well. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I might get more done than I think. But once I've got that toile done, I'd like to make it from this. With the princess seam, I need to be careful of that seam and not using any fabric that's got too big a print, or a print that I want to kind of keep intact. Whereas with this, it's a busy print. I showed it to my friend Sharon. I said, "Oh, I think this will work for a princess theme because it's a busy print." She just roared laughing. She was like, "Yes, that's a busy print, Una." So I think that'll work really well. I may eventually get around to doing this, because I always had the idea from when I saw this to make a blouse and a trumpet skirt from the night and day dress. I love that trumpet skirt. I've only made one and I love it. I just think it's fantastic. I really like that shape on me. And I just think that would be lovely to have the kind of separates and to be able to wear different things. That, I could wear ivory tops with it. And yeah, and of course, at some point, I'm going to have my navy trousers. So that top will go really well with my navy trousers. So yeah, I think that'll be a nice kind of summery thing. And who knows, would I have enough left over to make shorts or something? I don't know, maybe. I'll have to just look and see how much fabric does this actually take from me. Okay, so that's Sew April Blouse 25. Now on to the spinny wheel.